Already we have seen some steps which are occurred in the photoperiodism. It is a mechanism of photoperiodism. This mechanism of photoperiodism involves different steps. Majority here 4 steps. Already we have seen that is the first step, that is the photoperiodic induction. Here the plants are subjected to the light period and dark period, which correct light periods and dark periods. Then as per requirement of the plant, they are known as the photoperiodic induction. Second steps which are occurred in photoperiodism, that is the perception of the photoperiod stimulus. Means different photoperiods which are received by the plants and which stimulates the flowering, they are known as the photoperiodic perception of the photoperiodic stimulus. Here, third step, that is the phytochrome and its role in physiology of the flowering. Physiology of the flowering. Here, these are plants which are subjected to expose the correct photoperiod. Short day plants requires short duration of the light period and larger dark period. That time, that is known as the photoperiodic inductions, and then these plants, short day plants, they produce the flowering. Besides, light is not only one part responsible for the flowering mechanism. Here, phytochromes plays an important role in the flowering. Phytochromes, that is a PR form, and second one PFR forms. Phytochromes, they are in the form of the 2 forms, that is a PR form and PFR forms. Phytochrome PR, its wavelength is absorbs the wavelength 640 nanometer, and PFR having the wavelength 740 nanometer. These 640 nanometer, they are performed developed in the dark period, and PFR form in the light period. Means PR form produces the light periods. Phytochrome red pigment. Phytochrome far red pigment. The phytochrome red pigments which are having the 640 nanometer wavelengths to absorb the light, which are produced in the dark period, it stimulates the flowering. Physiology of the flowering. PFR form, which having the 740 nanometer, which are produced in the light periods, and it inhibits the physiology of flowering. Means phytochrome far red pigment which are having the 740 nanometers wavelength absorbs the light. During the light periods, it absorbs. That time, it inhibits, it stops, it reduces the development, it decreases the development of the physiology of the flowering. But its reverse, phytochrome red pigment, having the 640 nanometers wavelength absorbs the light. These are developed in the dark period and it stimulates the growth of the physiology. Here, these phytochromes in the plants, PFR form, it produced in the light period in the shorter plants, and this light period inhibits the physiology of the flowering. This PF form is undergoes the dark period. That time PFR form, phytochrome far red, is converted into PR form, phytochrome red pigment. And these phytochrome red pigments, it stimulates the physiology of the flowering. When these are exposed in the Chardonnay plants, dark period is the important one. If the PFR plants, that is we have already seen, the Chardonnay plants generally consider 8 hours light period and 16 hours dark period, and these 16 sprays dark period is given interrupted by means of the PFR form, a flash of, in the dark period, a flash of phytochrome far red pigment given. It is also known as the night period. Again, PFR form is again immediately exposed to the PR form, that is the phytochrome red pigment. Then these plants goes the flowering. Therefore, in this flowering mechanism, phytochrome plays an important role in the flowering. Again, there are different theories which are regarded in the physiology of the flowering. That is the different hues. It is of the synthesis of the flowering hormone. That is known as the florigen. Different theories which are put forth here is the flowering mechanism. Here, leaf is considered as the most important part of the plant because direct leaves are exposed to the sunlight and therefore there is a flowering takes place. Here, a single twig is considered which are having the leaves tender twig, emerging leaves, that is matured leaves, are taken here. This young twig, that is the exposed to the light period. Again, this leaf is exposed to the dark period. Again, this leaf is exposed to the light period. Here, during the light, that is the atmospheric carbon dioxide is absorbed during the light period by the leaves, because leaves are mostly blade, larger expanded blade. Solar energy is trapped, and from this atmospheric carbon dioxide is absorbed through the stomata, which are located in the epidermis of the leaf, and through the stomata the carbon dioxide enters in the plant and it undergoes in the dark period. Again, the leaf is exposed to the light period. That time, the absorption of the carbon dioxide, a compound is formed. Already we have don't know the compound, that is the content of the compounds. Then this A compound during the night period enters into the dark period, and again this leaf is again entered to the light period. That is, the B compound is translocated, transfers to the C compound. This compound having particular chemicals. These compounds are translocated through the meristematic tissue, through the meristems, up to the tip of the plant, tip of the tree, that is the apical meristem. And through this, in this apical meristems, this compound is translocated, and this apical meristem, that is a bud, then it produces the flowers. Meristem tissue, which having the power of division, means the compound which are formed, light translocated to this, transferred to the B dark period, transferred to the C light period, and it is translocated through the phloem to this growing regions up to the meristematic cells. The meristematic cells which are present in the tip, growing regions, and these growing regions again gives rise to, and these plants give rise to flowers. The compound which are produced and which are responsible for the flowering, this compound is known as the florigen. Means it is the hormone which are responsible for the physiology of the flowering. Physiology of the flowering, and this chemical physiology of flowering hormone is known as the florigen. Is known as the florigen. Then these plants, that is the florigen which are produced here by taking the experiments by grafting methods, that is the one plant is taken, and these plants, they are not produces the flowers, means these plants does not undergoes, that is a non-photoperiodic induction. and therefore the plants does not produce the flowers. And then another second plant is taken, and these plants undergoes, that is A plant labeled as and B plant labeled. A plant is exposed, that is a correct photoperiodic induction, and this photoperiodic induction, these plants produces the flowers. The A plant is taken and it is grafted on the B plant. If grafting takes place, generally common method in the horticulture method. Then these plants, well, successful grafting takes place, each and every totopotential cells are present, and these grafted between union takes place between A and B, and A plant exposed to the correct photoperiod, and these plants, it produces the flowers. Though the grafted, that is a root scion, that is the root host plants, these are the not flowering plants, and scion is kept on this root, then it flowers. That time it is considered as in the A, which is the grafted plants, that are exposed to the correct photoperiodic induction, they produces the florism, and florism, it has the hormone which produces the visual of the flowering, and it produces the flowers. Though the basal part, that is the root stalk, which are non-flowering, and scion, it is the flowering one. Rootstock is a non-photoperiodic induction, it does not produces the flowers, and scion, if exposed to the photoperiodic induction, it produces the flowers. And while A is grafted on the B, that is the scion is grafted on the rootstock, that time fluorine chemical which is formed, it is a hormone, and it is responsible physiology of the flowering one.